Have you ever wondered what the best melee weapon in Project Zomboid is? Is it short blunt, long blunt, or perhaps a blade and its variants? Let's find out together. Basically, and according to general knowledge, it all comes down to damage, durability, and of course, rarity. However, this doesn't automatically make a weapon the best. Why? Because it all depends on your playstyle and current conditions. Ultimately, the effectiveness of a melee weapon is determined by the player using it. Okay, to make this content even clearer and more informative, let's dive deeper. Some of you might still struggle with determining your playstyle, or maybe you're still getting overwhelmed by just a few zombies. Let's fix that. Okay, let's start with one of my favorite early game weapons, the short blunt. You might be wondering why, since short blunt weapons generally have low damage, but don't judge a weapon by its damage alone. Some short blunt weapons pack quite a punch for one-handed weapons. Take the nightstick, my personal favorite. Its main advantage is its abundance and availability. You can find them almost everywhere. You can find any short blunt weapon in residential houses, particularly in kitchens and garages, and of course, in police stations. This is why I highly recommend short blunt weapons for the early game. Usually, your character spawns in a house, or if you choose the police occupation, you spawn in a police station. Remember, short blunt weapons come in many varieties. There are hammers and their counterparts, metalworking tools, nightsticks, and more. These weapons are very lightweight, making them perfect to carry in bulk, whether for leveling up your skills or simply clearing the area around your base. Okay, now let's move on to the second weapon type, which I consider to be very balanced, the long blunt. As the name suggests, long blunt weapons are blunt and have decent damage and durability. They're also not too hard to find, making them the most balanced choice. You can use a plank as a weapon, and if its damage feels insufficient, you can upgrade it to a spiked plank. There aren't many long blunt weapons, but two of the most popular are the baseball bat and the crowbar. The crowbar, in particular, has excellent durability, so if you find one in good condition, you're in luck. Okay, next up is one of my favorite weapons, the spear. This weapon boasts incredibly high damage, a high critical chance, and is easy to obtain. There are many variants, but they all start with a basic spear made from a plank. However, the most significant drawback of the spear is its very low durability. It breaks as easily as dry spaghetti. But this isn't an unsolvable problem. With a high maintenance skill, the spear becomes the best weapon in the late game. Speaking of spears, besides the wooden spear, there's another spear variant that's exceptionally good, the pitchfork. While it's used for hay in real life, in the game, it becomes one of the best weapons due to its high damage, decent durability, and high critical chance. However, these attributes come with a trade-off, its rarity. You won't need to worry about the tired or high exertion moodle because, with the right skills, you'll be tough to beat. The pitchfork is as rare as the machete, so if you find one early in the game, use it wisely, and even if it breaks, you can repair it. As your maintenance skill increases, you'll be very fortunate to have this weapon. Okay, now we come to the final discussion, the axe. In my opinion, this weapon is highly overrated because it has so many advantages, high damage, excellent durability, and you can become overpowered in the early game with the right trait settings. I'll explain the best trait settings in the next video. Given the advantages I mentioned, there isn't much more to say about the axe because it truly is the most beginner-friendly weapon and might seem a bit overrated. However, it's very easy to find. You just need to head to the fire station in your spawn town and use it wisely. Remember, having a powerful weapon doesn't make your character invincible. Okay, now we come to the conclusion. You might be wondering why I didn't discuss short blade and long blade weapons. It's actually quite simple. Short blade weapons, in my opinion, aren't ideal for combat because most of them are knives. Knives have low durability and are better used for crafting spears. There are plenty of other options, like short blunt weapons, which are more reliable. And in the next video, we'll dive into how to effectively use each weapon, from the best traits to tips for facing zombies. So don't forget to subscribe.